The natural muscle limit is a buzzword that gets thrown around constantly, but there's actually evidence that it's not as low as you think. This is Geoffrey Schofield. He's been lifting for about 8 years, and he's an example of someone who has broken the natural limit. In fact, he says he's actually far away from his natural limit, and most people don't actually even hit it. I'm going to go over a couple of his crucial points about the natural limit, and if you implement his advice, you'll be at a great advantage over other lifters who, after 5 years of training, they reach for the steroids thinking they're done building muscle. People's expectations aren't aligned with reality. People think that they have reached their natural limit, and this subconsciously leaches into their training and diet. The people with the greatest muscle building genetics probably aren't even doing bodybuilding. Think about it, bodybuilding is such a niche sport with minimal pay unless you monetize your audience somehow. Most of these genetic freaks are out there playing football, basketball, other sports with much better earning potential. Even Phil Heath used to be a basketball player. Imagine he never started lifting. How many Phil Heaths are there in other sports? A lot. Put them in natural bodybuilding competitions with 2 decades of training and they will demolish their competition. People prioritize building muscle less after years of training. They just want to maintain, and after they get a wife and kids, the external motivation to build more muscle diminishes. Most people don't have what it takes or are simply not willing to take the risk of losing their abs in the process of a bulk. And sure, some people do have low appetites, but this might be some sort of psychological thing where they don't like the way they look above a certain body fat percentage. A lot of people also just simply don't put enough effort into their training. It's pretty self-explanatory. They just aren't giving their muscles sufficient stimulus to grow. Also, if you talk to someone who's been lifting heavy for over a decade, there's always something in their body that just isn't working right. It could be their elbows, back, knees, whatever. Something is just not functioning optimally, which gets in the way of their gains. So you should definitely train very, very hard, but also keep in mind of potential injury risk. Because if you can be a decade into lifting and all your joints are working great, you're at a crazy advantage.